If you care about the look of your car and you want to make sure it's looking nice, you need to think about more than just the bodywork. You need to think about the wheels and tyres. Now, the good people at Carplan sent me a couple of Wonder Wheels products. And my dad just started the mower. And he's coming this way. Yeah. Right. Yeah, thanks. The joys of working with family. If you care about the look of your car, you need to consider more than just the paintwork. You need to be thinking about the wheels and tyres. Obviously, there are going to be products out there which are designed to specifically cater for these. So I've been sent a couple of products by the good people at Carplan. They've sent me a couple of Wonder Wheels products here. We've got Wonder Wheels Color Active Super Wheel Cleaner and Wonder Wheels Wheel Sealant. So we'll talk about the cleaner first. And basically, they have an existing wheel cleaner, which I think is just called Super Wheel Cleaner. The reason this one is called Color Active is not just because it's purple, but because it has an active ingredient in there which is designed to help remove iron fallout contamination. You may be scratching your head, you may never have heard of it before. Basically, your brake discs are metal. Your brake pads generally contain a small amount of metal. That friction is going to shave off some of that metal. It does. As you know, your brake discs wear down. That metal has to go somewhere, and it usually sticks to your wheels. Now, you don't often see it in a great deal. It's not very visible because it's very, very small, but you might find it looks like brake dust, but it can't be removed with regular wheel cleaners. And that's where this product comes in. It contains an active ingredient which dissolves the small amount of rust which develops around the outside of these small metal shavings or filings, whatever you want to call them. By dissolving that rust, it allows these little pieces to be dislodged easier. So this is an all-in-one product. It will clean your wheels just like a regular wheel cleaner, but it will also help to remove that contamination. The advantage there is that it's doing two things in one. Now, I know a lot of people say jack of all trades, master of none. Honestly, I think this is as good as their regular wheel cleaner with the added bonus of the iron fallout remover. Now, don't open or smell this stuff because it stinks. It smells like rotten eggs. That's what it's meant to smell like. They all do. Every iron fallout remover smells like rotten eggs. It's just the active ingredient. What you'll find is when you spray this on your wheels, you leave it to dwell for a few minutes, and you'll find that any of the iron fallout there, any of the rust developing around that is going to dissolve, and you'll start to see streaks of colour coming from it, and that is the rust essentially dissolving, making it easier to remove it with a good wheel brush. So I'm going to show you now. I've got a wheel over here which is heavily contaminated because of a disintegrated brake pad before. The pad completely disintegrated and all of the debris from it went all over the spokes. It's one of the worst case scenarios you'll find, but we're going to go and spray it on now and let you see just how that works. So as you can see here, all of this stuff here, this is not moving. I've attacked this many times with many different products, and it really doesn't shift at all. But we're going to switch this on and spray it across the wheels so you can get an idea of how it works. There we go. Now, it is a thicker product than perhaps some of the more watery, runny, God, that stinks, wheel cleaners. But there's an advantage to be had there because you want this to hang around and dwell and work its magic on the contamination there. So we're going to let that sit for just a few minutes while it's been sprayed on. You can go as liberal as you like, but as long as it's got a good covering, let that sit there, do its thing, and what we're probably going to start seeing is this is a pale pinky color here, but as it starts to attack the rust around these contaminants, you're going to see streams of a darker kind of reddish color. So we'll just watch that for a minute. Alright, well, we've waited around about 5 minutes, which is what the bottle suggests. And as you can see, the reddish colour is really starting to come out now as the product's working on the rust there. I've just doused this brush in a little bit of it as well, so you can see it's not really removing this because this is a massively heavily contaminated wheel. It's most likely going to need refurbishing, but you can see how the product works there. It still works as a regular wheel cleaner, but it's also really actively attacking the rust around the metal contamination there. So it's definitely doing a job. So I'm going to go ahead, finish cleaning this wheel, then we're going to talk about doing the tyres. Alright, so we're going to pretend that this is a clean wheel now, even though we know it's not. It's removed all the brake dust. Obviously there's still the contamination there. We'll forget that for now. So we're going to look at the tyres now, because that's the next thing. Before we do anything with the protection with the wheels, we're going to make sure that we take care of everything else first. The protection is the last step. For cleaning the tyres, there's no real science to it. Most soaps will do the job. If you have some sort of degreaser, that would be better. I've got a generic all-purpose cleaner degreaser here, and simply, once it works, go around your tyre, let it sit for a minute, just to penetrate there and do what it can to get some of the cleaners in there and the degreasing function. Now, as far as a cleaning brush, you can buy tyre cleaning brushes, but I found if you go to the pound shop and buy some of these dish washing brushes, they do just exactly the same job. It's a nice stiff bristle, but it's flexible enough to move the product around and give it some agitation. You can't really do much to rubber. Rubber is not exactly going to move around, especially a car tyre with a high pressure. It's not going to shift, so a nice stiff bristle brush will do the job pretty much any one you like. And simply rub it in. Now we live in the countryside, so these tyres are going to be pretty dirty. So I'm going to give them another go, because one go never seems to be enough. So now that's a clean wheel and a clean tyre. Now we need to think about protection for them, and that's where we're going to look at the Wonder Wheels wheel sealant. Wheel sealant is much like the Carplan's #1 Super Gloss. It's a synthetic sealant, but it's designed specifically for wheels. And the idea is you simply spray it on your wheels and walk away. It really is that simple. I've used it many times already on my own car, and I have noticed the difference. Being a sealant, it's a protective barrier. It's hydrophobic, which means it will repel water, and that means that dirt doesn't stick to the wheel quite so easily. It means that cleaning tends to be a little bit quicker and simpler because the dirt isn't able to stick to the wheel so well. And again, it lasts maybe a couple of months, depending on where you live, the road conditions, the weather conditions, how often you clean your car. But I've found it works really well. Generally lasts me at least a month. Maybe longer in the summer and shorter in the winter, but it certainly is a protection. But I'll dry this off. We'll protect the tyre with something else, and I'll spray the wheel, and we'll come back to that in just a minute once I've dried this off. Alright, so now we have a dry wheel and tyre, and this is about as difficult as it should be to apply protection. Really, anything longer than this is ridiculous. I've got the Wonder Wheels wheel sealant. I'm actually going to put that on second. I'm going to put on something to protect and dress the tyre a little bit here. This is Carplan Tyre Slik. This is an old can. I've got about 4 or 5 of these kicking around. This is one of my favourite tyre protectants ever. It's a wet look tyre spray, and it's so ridiculously easy to use that it shouldn't, anything else that takes longer than this is taking too long already. You just simply spray it on and walk away. You don't need to do anything else. There's no rubbing, there's no elbow grease. It's simply spray it on and walk away. It doesn't get more straightforward than this. Keep in mind, it smells like spray paint, so use it either outdoors or in a well-ventilated garage or something. But when you spray this on, The more you spray, the glossier it gets. It does tend to hang around for quite a while. I've been using this product, I've been a big fan for many, many years, and this is as difficult as it is. It's simple, unbelievably simple. It stinks, but it doesn't matter. I could do all 4 tires in less than a minute each. It's job done. Now, the same situation for the wheels. This is the wheel sealant, and it really is no more difficult than the tire slick. It's a light spray, don't spray too heavily because it will streak a little bit, and you literally mist it onto the tires. It tends to be more of a misting spray than that one, but literally a few mist sprays across your rims, spokes, and that's it. Easy, unbelievably easy. I say, that lasts me 2 months in the summer, maybe a month in the winter, but it's so simple and easy to use. It doesn't seem to get used up too quickly, and that's now protected. You can now just walk away, leave it, let it to dry naturally, and you're done. Really, it is that simple. So that's it. A very, very straightforward video showing you that this is a super easy to use wheel sealant. It requires no mess, no fuss, no elbow grease. Spray it on and walk away. You're done. Your wheels are protected. It means that they're going to be easier to clean in the future. It means they're going to keep that shine. I like it a lot. As far as the Color Active Super Wheel Cleaner, I've used the original wheel cleaner. It's a very good wheel cleaner. This, with the added bonus of the fallout remover built into that, is fantastic because you're going to be able to keep on top of any of that contamination falling on your wheels. If you're precious about your wheels, if you have a nice set of wheels and you want to keep them looking nice, a regular application of this, spray it on, leave it 5 minutes. If you see any of those streaks of red, you know you've got some contamination on there, but this is helping to remove it and keep it at bay. Your wheel sealant there will try and protect and stop some of the contamination from sticking to your wheels. So use them together. They are both brilliant. This is my maybe 2nd or 3rd bottle of this that I've had. I have to thank Lindsay and the team at Carplan for sending me these because I didn't know about this one, and this is fantastic. I say I used up the one she sent me, and I've bought another 2 because I keep using them. I keep coming back to them. It saves me having to buy 2 separate products. It really is worthwhile. So thank you again to Carplan. That's it for now. Now I need to move this car and actually probably do the rest of the wheels and tires. I'm sure Dad wouldn't want just one wheel and tire done. I should have thought of that. I should have done my own car. Never mind. Thanks very much for watching. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Any suggestions, comments, questions, in the comments down below. I've been Specky. I'll see you in the next video.